All right, welcome back to Kitchen Ambush, and it's another day in another state.
Yes, we are.
We're in West Virginia today, in Morgantown.
Go Mountaineers.
Right around the corner from the university, Western Virginia University.
That's right.
At an awesome spot that's doing killer local food, but epitomizes farm to table.
He does.
He's working with 30 local farms all in the area to make sure that he brings the freshest food into his kitchen so that he can put the best plates out there for his customers. And you'd never expect to find this in this little, amazingly kind of sleepy town.
It is.
Well, sleepy unless the college is rocking. But we're at Hill and Hollow in Morgantown, West Virginia, literally minutes from the Pennsylvania line, to have a great dish and spring maybe one or two secret ingredients on this chef. So we can't wait to get inside and check it out. So come with us. This is Kitchen Ambush.
See you in a minute.
All right, welcome back to Kitchen Ambush, where it is one local chef, one local product, and one great local dish. And yesterday we were in Pennsylvania. We're not there anymore.
We aren't.
Today we're in West Virginia.
Go Mountaineers!
We're in Morgantown, West Virginia, literally right down the street from West Virginia University. And I'm Mark Conway.
I'm Vanessa.
And we're with a fantastic chef at a restaurant called Hill and Hollow. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, y'all.
Introduce yourself to everybody watching.
My name is Marion Ohlinger.
And this is the chef here, and I tell you what, when you're driving around, you get to a college town, you're so used to seeing things like burgers and tacos and fast burritos and things like that, but you come here and you've got an amazing menu.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the menu, what went into creating it.
What we do is, for the most part, we use local ingredients to both elevate Appalachian cuisine and try to bring a little taste of the whole world to this area by using local ingredients to do that with. It's kind of we're adapting and twisting things around to make an Egyptian meal or a Japanese meal using Appalachian ingredients with a lot of what we do. At the same time, trying to raise up like my great-grandparents' food and bring that out for the world to see, because I don't think a lot of people know what we do here.
No, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the things when we were looking into your restaurant, looking into your style of food was, this is really different food from what you may see on a coast or you're going to see somewhere else. But the other thing that I really, really liked about what you're doing is it really takes farm to table to what it really was supposed to be.
We work with about 30, 40 different farms here. So we are 75 to 80, maybe even 85% local farm to table in season, and down about 30, 40% this time of year. Yeah.
And then you're also, you talked about using a lot of canning and pickling and things like that, so you can, when it's out of season, you're still getting a lot of that product carried through.
Exactly. Now that we're in this new, bigger kitchen, well, it's an old kitchen, but it's new to us. It's much larger, and we're able to store and can and freeze and keep so much more stuff than we used to be able to do. And it's like we get a little closer every year. Our local farms are putting in more hoop houses, and we're getting fresh greens now. It's the first week of March. There's snow on the ground outside. And I've got fresh greens that just came from Round Farm a few days ago.
And it's beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful.
5 years ago, we didn't get that.
And you can tell that's not been put in a cryovac or vacuum sealed bag set on a shelf for months at a time. The color is there, the vibrance, the flavor is different. And that's the thing that you get with really going to a local restaurant and talking to the local chef who lives in the community, works in the community, is going to the farms in the area. It's it's family to family. And you're going to get better food that way. I mean, people have memories of eating grandma's, spaghetti, or you're eating Thanksgiving dinner with family. One of the reasons you loved it so much, it was family that made it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So you guys do some really cool things with these dinners every month. Tell us about those dinners.
The Appalachian Global Dinner Series is now in its 13th year, designed intentionally to let us stretch out creatively and pick out some place around the world and do like some odd little cuisine that's there. They're almost all really obscure. That's the whole point behind them.
Right.
And we will use local ingredients and adapt. So we have done Appalachian Surinamese fusion. We've done Appalachian Laotian. We've done Appalachian Namibian. So it's like there are all these cool things we can do with this like great abundance of agriculture that we have here to work with. This year, for the first time, we've broken out a little bit, and we're doing a bunch of dinners this year that are intended to trace Appalachia's roots. So we're doing like sorghum syrup from Africa to Appalachia. And we're doing it along with the banjo, because the banjo comes from the same area in Africa where sorghum comes from. So it ties in with bluegrass, which is Appalachia's native music, and so we're doing...
So you're really bringing everything full circle.
Exactly, exactly. It all comes around. So we did the same thing with noodles last month. We did rolling your own from Asia to Appalachia, and we started in northern China, worked our way through Uzbekistan, and then down into Italy, up through Germany and Austria, and then came here. Just followed it all the way here.
You had that farm to table, and it really is that full circle experience.
Right. Exactly. And everything's made in-house, and everything's fresh, and everything's just, and nothing's authentic. I'll say that right now. When people say, is this authentic? I say, hell no. No. There's no such thing as authentic. That's not what it is. The whole idea is to kind of explore what it might have been, what it could have been, where it might be going, or just what we want to do with it. So.
And it's authentic to you and who you are.
Absolutely.
So it's authentic to your style. And what's funny is I travel around and I talk to people about eating at restaurants, and they always say, well, I have to go to some big city to get this type of food, or I have to go to this place to try this type of food. Actually, they don't. They got to look for the local restaurant in their community.
People like us everywhere, all over America, and people come in here every day and tell us they've just heard about us. And we've been doing this for 13 years here. We're West Virginia's first farm-to-table restaurant, and we are far and away West Virginia's weirdest restaurant. And people they find us and they never even knew we were here.
So this is that time where we're going to show you what ingredients we're going to ambush with you with. So I'm going to grab our box.
And I think that's interesting. He said ingredients.
I did say ingredients.
You said one. Hey, wait a minute. Deal's off.
Hey, it's called ambush. So we're going to ambush you with two today.
All right.
And what's great about it is one of them was really excited to hear about you because they had actually wanted to work with you for some time now, and that's Footprints Farm. And so what we brought you from them were these beautiful lamb chops.
Oh, beauty.
And then secondly, from here in West Virginia, we have, from In a Jam, we have Pawpaw Butter.
Nice.
And I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what a pawpaw was, so when they brought it in, I literally went in like, so is this like something, they made this butter and it reminded them of their pawpaw. I had no idea. That's the beauty of a local product.
You get a lot of that. The pawpaw is the northernmost member of the Anananse family, which is guanabanyas and papayas and a whole lot of those cherimoyas, a lot of those South American stuff. So we use pawpaws, actually do a lot of South American and Central American food, along with pawpaw pudding and pawpaw pie and all the stuff that you have here in Appalachia.
See, you learn something every time you do something local. So I'm going to turn this over to you.
Well, that's my cue to monitor Facebook. So everybody watching, give me those comments. I want to give Chef all the comments out loud.
Absolutely. Send in questions, send in comments, and we'll let you get started.
Let's see. What we're going to do here is I'm going to take a little Middle Eastern flair to this.
Nice.
And then go in an Appalachian direction after that. And then we're going to put just a little modern twist on top of everything after we do that. I am going to start off by grabbing this bowl. I'm going to reach up here over in with our spices.
And you've got a lot of these in the best way, inside mason jars and duct tape labels.
A lot of it's all natural. Most of it's all natural. A lot of it's hand gathered. We do a lot of our own foraging. We have a little, what we call a farmette of our own outside town here. We have a big flock of chickens, and we're deep in the woods, and we gather a lot of chanterelles, wild mushrooms, ramps, all that kind of stuff. So,
and a lot of people wouldn't even know where that came from.
Well, the beauty of it is, too, it doesn't cost anything. So we're going to start off here. This is a little mixture of fenugreek, cardamom, and white pepper that I was doing with a duck special a few weeks ago. And that's perfect Middle Eastern twist. Put a little salt and black pepper in there. And we're going to take two that match up nicely here. Do a little rub on this. And I think a lot of times people just think too much of your standard shawarma places and that sort of stuff. And it's like there's so much more depth you can do with this. Okay, we've rubbed a pair of these.
And you got them coated all the way around.
And we'll pack it onto them really nicely, and we're going to sear those with that. And we're actually at the end going to finish with some locally gathered chicory, which is again bringing that bitter flavor all the way back around. I love bitters, bitter beers, bitter flavors. And then our big cast iron skillet should be warmed up by now.
That is a big cast iron skillet.
Okay, so now we're going to do a little twist on this and do some soft grits. And these are made half with local Bloody Butcher cornmeal, which is an indigenous Appalachian red corn,
Okay.
but they're also done up with some just commercial white corn flour. The Bloody Butcher is beautiful. It's called Bloody Butcher because it's red with white streaks and it looks like a butcher's apron. All right, we're going to sear some of this off in here. This is actually going with the tomahawk pork chop on our regular night menu. These grits are. We call ourselves local. Anything I consider anything within 100 miles to be local.
Which is pretty normal.
Anything within 500 miles to be regional.
Right.
And by using that, we only do Atlantic Coast seafood. We'll do some from the Gulf Coast, but everything comes from the Atlantic Coast. That way we can stay regional. We do a lot of stuff from off the Virginia coast and north into Carolinas, and that way, even though we're Appalachian, we can have seafood.
But yeah, and you know, to have something, you know, number one, this knife is full on legit.
Great grandfathers. This is Pete.
I mean, you see, that's that thing.
Yeah.
You pull out a knife that is legitimately, you know, passed down and passed down and passed down.
Family heirloom. Now, I don't use this every day. It's really prone to rusting.
Sure.
But anytime I'm going to be out cooking where people see me, yeah, Pete comes out.
Yeah,
so Pete
and
gets
it's named
to use.
Pete.
Yeah.
Pete the Knife.
Yep.
We've had an additional host for the show, and it's Pete the Knife.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to take these, and this isn't going to take long at all.
No.
So I'm going to keep these nice and rare inside. We're searing off this polenta, these soft grits, and I'm going to toss it with. I'm going to take this greens mix, which is mostly spinach with some chard and a few other things. You know, a lot of our local farmers are really starting to grow a lot more exotic greens, so we're getting cool stuff like tatsoi and stuff coming in local.
Nice. And we talked to a lot of local farms, and one of the things they want to produce for restaurants. So the local farms are talking to the chefs and saying, you know, what is it you guys want to cook?
Exactly.
What is it you want to produce? That's what we want to grow. You've literally created a cycle that keeps everybody fed.
Okay, these two guys should be good to go. Let's get this out of the way. Oh.
I mean, that's pretty. It's got great crust on it. Just that little bit of nice dark char.
These are a little trickier. They're not wanting to. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's nice.
There.
Yeah, that's got a good color. And I'm a huge polenta fan. So you start pulling out those soft grits.
Oh, there we go. See, where I grew up, we called these griddle grits or mush. Yeah, either one. It's griddle grits or mush. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to quite literally just melt this for 5 or 6 seconds.
Well, that's the great thing about cast iron. It's seasoned, and it's got a little bit of the oil and flavors from the lamb and the seasoned mix you put on, and then the soft grits. So now all that's going to do is just absorb all that flavor.
Soften that just a little bit. We're going to grab a plate here.
What do you got, Vanessa?
I got more. So I got Donnie Orrs online, and it says Chef MK
What's up, Don?
is a rock star. Had the pleasure of working with him a few times. Keep up the great work, Chef.
So how are you thinking you're going to incorporate the pawpaw butter?
I'm simply going to use it as sauce.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's I gave it a sniff, and I don't think I need to do any more than that. The aromas are right. I know it's going to have the sweet I want. It's nice and thick. And I'm just going to use it as a simple drizzle sauce. I don't think it needs anything done to it. We're going to take the two of these.
I'll check that out.
And then we are going to simply take this pawpaw.
Tongs make the best spoons.
Yes, they do. And we're going to do a little drizzle, and we're going to drizzle all up over in here. Oh, this stuff's beautiful.
So, Mark, I think that's my cue to come back in.
There's this, the food gets ready, and here she comes again.
So
well, while he's playing, I got a couple more. I got Scott Kress online and says, "Go get it, Chef."
See you in a couple hours, brother.
And Sarah Nagowski says, "Loves Hill and Hollow."
Cool.
Awesome.
This is a little local cherry butter. We were actually using this on our night menu. Big thick slabs of salt risen bread, dunked in bacon grease, pan fried, and then just topped with this and chicory. Now we're going to top all this again with a little bit of this locally harvested ground chicory root.
That's what I was waiting to see. Was this chicory come in.
And this I'm going to put on here just because I think it's a cool idea to do it. This is some dehydrated malt vinegar powder that we're doing with the Lake Erie perch right now. So we've got a lot of stuff going on there. You've got your salty, your sweet, your rich, your crunchy, you got your umami, you got all that cool stuff. And then we'll just put a little of this on there because it's pretty. These are not local sesame seeds. They're not local at all, but they're appropriate.
I love sesame seeds. They work really well.
They're perfectly appropriate. So There you go. It's
All
quite
right.
simple.
I think we are. That is one heck of a beautiful plate.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Footprints Farms is going to love seeing their lamb chops.
Yes,
on that
thank
way.
you. Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, guys. And so it's now time for that tasting part. All right, let's go. Jump
right.
on in.
Feel
Let's cut
free.
some pieces off.
All right.
All right.
I love my job.
So do I. Love mine too.
Here, here.
I get to just sit back and chase awesome food all the time. I'll never complain about that. You already got it?
I got it.
All right.
And
This
I'm
is the
gonna get some
downside of
greens.
being in the business. You never get to eat the stuff. We eat
Oh,
the
no,
scraps
we want
and the
you to eat
leftovers.
this
No, we want you to try it too.
Yeah, we want you in here.
Scraps and leftovers.
You ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
3.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
The herb crust is everything you said it would be. You're getting those little pops of the different herbs that are in there and the different seasoning.
Wow.
That the mild sweetness coming through. You've already got the beautiful sweetness of that lamb, and that lamb, by the way, Footprints, is off
That
the
is
charts good.
amazing.
That
Yes, it is.
killer lamb.
The lamb, I mean.
Thank you,
Oh.
Hannah.
Oh.
And
Wow.
but I'll tell you what's great about it is you know by using that as that drizzle, the Pawpaw Butter's a drizzle, it really kind of brings it through.
Very sweet and rich.
The greens are fantastic.
Round right farms.
I will say absolutely successful ambush.
Thank
Out
you.
of the park.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank
You killed
you.
it.
Oh, thank you all.
So I'm going to tell you, when you're here, come to the Hill and Hollow. Find them on Facebook. Find them online. Get in here for one of their dinners they do each month. That you have no excuse because we've
None.
just shown you what you can expect. So find them on Facebook and online. Find us on youtube.com/kitchenambush. Facebook, Instagram, like I say, you know me, smoke signals, whatever it is,
The
find
world.
us. Follow the trail of delicious food. Coming straight from a farm, into the pan, onto the plate. That's as farm to table as you get.
There it is.
Thanks for tuning in to Kitchen Ambush. Thank you to Chef
Thank you all.
and the Hill and Hollow. We're so excited to be here in West Virginia, and you'll see where we are next because, you know, hashtag it's better when it's unexpected. See you next time.
See you in a minute.